service, our clients have told us their businesses have been booming, and we found out too. What are you doing about your business? Do you want more clients? Do you want more people to know about the services that you do provide? Do you have a luncheon coming? What about your premieres? Call MBC. Advertise your birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, church program, or request our coverage at your function. MBC, at your service 24/7. Call 832-887-6452 or call 281-888-9502. MBC, your favorite station, sharing African views.
This is the schedule this morning, but
Since MBC has been at your service,
good morning, Houston. Another Saturday is here, and yes, indeed, the very last day in the month of April. My name is Oluwanishola. Good morning once again. This is Dawn, and we are, of course, going to be doing the best that we can to entertain and inform you for the next 55 minutes on the show today. Prof is here as always. This week hasn't been drama-free. Yes, in every definition possible, it hasn't been drama-free, but we will do the best that we can to smile amidst it all. We will share whatever it is that we can. We have we're expecting phone calls as well from you, our viewers out there. We're expecting you to drop in your pennies or 2 cents on whatever topics it is that we will be sharing this morning. Our life coach is in house as well. Oge is here, and she will be sharing with us all that she feels that we will be needing to take us through the new week. Prof, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Houston. I mean, we've been threatened by a little bit of the weather.
Yes, yes.
The sun came out
for a bit,
but we'll see what happens.
For a bit, and then we expect to experience some rain. I think from today till the end of the week, thunderstorms here and there. So be prepared, people. Be prepared. So I think we should go for a brief break. When we come back, we'll start the show proper. Do all that we can to munch on all the stories that has trended during the course of the past week. It's still dawn. My name is Oluwanishola. Good morning. All right, welcome back. It is still dawn on MBC 43.2. My name is Oluwani Shola. Prof is still here. He hasn't left and he's not going anywhere. Nope. So we were starting with this story. So much trended during the course of the week. So much, especially from the home front. First up is the Amstel scandal. That is still trending. It's still huge. The Dasuki Gate story. A top official in the EFCC says, contrary to reports, that the Amstel scandal is actually $15 billion and not $2.1 billion. Is that news to you, Prof? It's not news.
Look, let me quickly do an analysis. $15 billion, what they're saying, and that is half of our budget. This year's budget is $30 billion. At times, I always say these numbers don't make sense. Let's look at $2.1 billion that we've been talking about.
It's still hard for people to
they've not even been able to account for 2.1.
Now it's 15.
Now 15. You know, look, some of those things at times I think we should be able to better use of numbers. 15 billion, it can't happen. It's not possible.
Really?
It is not possible. In a country that maybe this is the first time our budget got to 30 billion.
Let me go to what he says actually. Yeah. There's a newspaper report that said that this EFCC official actually spoke on condition of anonymity and said that the 2.1 billion has been linked to the former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki is just one transaction out of the 15 billion Amstel scandal. He says the actual amount involved in the Amstel is 15 and 2.1 was just one transaction out of it. Majority of the companies involved in the Amstel are owned by serving military officers, and they registered these companies using the names of their cronies. And despite the fact that they returned some money, we're still going to prosecute them.
No, look, I've been on record many times to say this issue of returning money. Look, you return money, let us know who returned it and let us know what he's going to be charged with. I'm really almost tired of having to hear that someone returned money.
No, but how did 2.1 just
get to 15
billion?
Look, I just said it. I'm putting it on record. That is not, I mean, I don't want to say they're lying.
It's not possible, really?
It's not possible. Look, we're talking of $15 billion. Do you know what $15 billion is?
I don't want to think about it.
The Nigerians, we almost do not know how to value numbers. 15 billion is a lot of money. Here's the way I look at it. This year's budget, the largest in a long time, $30 billion. Are you talking about someone took half of our budget? Look, the country will be awash with goodies. You know, let's be honest. I mean, these people are going to spend some of that money in Nigeria. That's a lot of money that goes through our system. I mean, but look, let's leave that alone. If they can prove it, I keep saying they have to be able to prove this thing with papers because, you know, you don't hide 15 billion in a septic tank like they said the other day, you know. That's it.
All right, and still on the home front, Saraki's case is taking a different turn. There was news, I think that surfaced on Thursday, that 15 more counts has been added to his long list of charges because at this point, I'm actually lost. He actually returned to the appeal court. There's still this, he's still trying to seek disqualification of the CCT chair, Umar, who we hear he's also under investigation of some sorts on some bribery, this and that. The Senate President has appealed the ruling of the Code of Tribunal, striking his application to disqualify the tribunal chairman, Danladi Umar, from presiding over this case. Now, this, Prof, I think you should enlighten me on how this is going. Okay.
Here is what...
I had a hard time figuring out if, since the chairman looks like he's under investigation by the EFCC, is it right for him to still chair the tribunal? Is Saraki right in saying, I don't want this man to be...
Well, what Saraki is doing is trying to use the laws or the system to be on his side. But the system also has a way to say, no, okay, we're not going to listen to that part, which is
that's not what we're dealing with right now.
That's not what we're dealing with. So, look, Saraki is under trial for, misdeclaration or he wrote the wrong thing down or he's presented the wrong thing to the government.
And and this is looking...
Yeah, but I still say that this is one of those cases that, it's just going to drag on forever.
And
you know, I know a lot of people...
Because in the last 2 weeks now, he's barely even had time to... you know,
no, that's why
the Senate.
Listen to where this is all going. A lot of people are saying Saraki should just resign. I can tell that the day Saraki decides to resign,
everything will be
that
fine.
Case
will just go.
We'll
just fizzle out.
But I think Saraki also knows that
that's where this is headed, and he's still standing his ground.
You're going to sit down there because I've told you that this is really not the biggest case in the world. That a man put the wrong thing in his asset declaration. And I'm going to say it again. Some of us have made that mistake while declaring assets here in America. You just go back and
change it and say, oh, I made a mistake.
Because declaration of assets is your IRS form here. This is what I sold, this is what I have, this is my salary and all that. At times you make a mistake and IRS will call you or send you a letter.
What's happening?
What's happening? And you will go back and explain it. You're under a little bit of a fine, penalty and all that.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. But and that's the same thing with Saraki. You know, you're going to have to prove stolen wealth and all that. So it's going to take forever. And he knows that.
Should I say I will wish him well on that?
No, you wish the system well.
APC chieftains also at the home front, Nigeria, actually at war with Buhari over board appointments. We understand that the chieftains and members of the All Progressives Congress, APC, are upbeat about the reluctance of President Muhammadu Buhari to make appointments into federal parastatals as well as government ministries, departments and agencies. A few days to the first anniversary of the administration, the APC bigwigs are displeased that Buhari is yet to overhaul the parastatals and compensate loyal party members with appointments. The situation, according to those who spoke with a newspaper daily under condition of anonymity, is affecting morale among party members. They claim that many of the supporters are restive. They have not been compensated for the emergence of the current administration. We would like to know, if you don't, that on February 15th, the president sacked 26 director generals of federal agencies and parastatals. So all these agencies still have like interim heads, and they're like, I fought, I spent money during the campaign, and I should be compensated.
The presidential system is loaded with power at the executive level. The president has thousands of appointments to make, thousands. I mean, it's the same thing with the American system. And usually, a lot of this it's not an issue of qualification, it's an issue of, again, it's party loyalty. Now, I've always felt that one of Buhari's weaknesses is going to be that he's not very social.
Yeah, I remember that word.
Yeah, I think he doesn't know a lot of people.
Aside, I remember that very statement he made. I think it was on the day of the inauguration and stuff, where he says, "I belong to everybody, I belong to nobody." That thing trended for like a week.
Well, yeah. So he I think naming people into these positions, like people always say, he wants to put people that he knows, but I don't think he knows a lot of people. So either way, the system is being slowed down because those agencies actually need or require an executive to run it. Now, it's always been the trend. It comes from party supporters. I mean, like I said, it happens here. I remember that, if everybody remembers, I'll give you an example. What's her name? One of the Kennedy daughters that supported Obama in his run to office. I mean, she was supposed to be made a very big. He offered to put her somewhere, but I think there was a little bit of people. Oh wow, not this position.
And that never happened.
Yeah, but she ended up being an ambassador. More like a ceremonial ambassador to a pretty big country, though. But that's what happens. It's your supporters that you put in these places, whether we like it or not. That's the system.
Yeah, still on that attack, the presidency of we're still talking about Nigeria. Twitter, Nigeria attacked the presidency for describing Abacha's loot as money illegally taken out of Nigeria. Many Nigerians questioned this tweet from the handle of the president during the week as well, where Abacha's loot was described as money that was illegally taken from Nigeria under the Abacha administration, and they felt the expression, should have been stolen or looted and not illegally taken away.
Look, I don't think this is the first time. I don't think this is the first time I think Buhari had said many years ago that Abacha did not steal any money.
He only took money illegally.
Yeah. So now he revised it that he took money
There was
illegally.
a picture, I don't know if my producer has it, there's a picture that surfaced yesterday actually of, Abacha, and there was Muhammad Buhari somewhere in the background there.
Look, it's kind of funny how we try to term these things, It's either people stole our money, because like I always say, when they say someone, has so and so amount, I always say, let me see the factory. I know Bill Gates, I know his factory, Microsoft, I know Apple factory. I'm yet to see a Nigerian with a factory that is producing something. That's how you have a lot of money. If you don't have a factory, you shouldn't have a lot of money. The kind of money some Nigerians have in Swiss banks and all that. You don't have, you have to be producing something that people also want. So if Abacha has money, then he stole our money. And let's call it what it is. The presidency should stop playing with words.
It was really it was quite crazy on Twitter. One very last story for now, and before we go for a break, President Muhammad Buhari actually stopped payments of overseas medical trips for government officials. He actually has stopped the payment of overseas medical trips for all government officials with medical conditions that can be managed in Nigeria. Buhari stated this while speaking at the opening ceremony of the 56th Annual General Conference and Delegates Meeting of the Nigeria Medical Association in Sokoto on the 27th of April. You like this one?
Look, I'm telling you, when it comes to your health, everybody should be able to do. Look, I don't know why government has a hand in it anyway. Look, if a man is sick and he believes that his London is going to make him well,
he should go.
He should go.
No, but what about the money? Because I think what he's doing is most of these trips, of course, the government has to pay one way or the other.
That's it. Look, we have this kind of thing in Canada where, you're almost not allowed to go get treatment outside the country. But I remember one of our governors or provincial leaders that had a heart problem. And he flew to Florida, and then the whole country was like, whoa, you can't do that. And the man said, look, it's my money, it's my heart.
I need to fix it.
Wherever
it is I find.
Yeah, I'm not going to wait on some kind of queue. Because we call it jumping the queue in Canada, that you jump to the queue. And the man said, no, it's my heart, it's my money, it's my life.
I can treat it wherever it is I find. Fine.
Right. So, I expect Nigerians to be able to do the same, but once it's not with government money. If you're going to buy the money in the black market, so be it. But, I don't think anybody can. Because let me say this. If Buhari is sick tomorrow, he's going abroad.
Yes, indeed.
So he cannot now tell
he's
going abroad.
Yes, indeed.
So that's, that becomes, unfair.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. When we come back, we will be joined by a guest, hopefully. Prof will still be here. I will still be here as well. It's still dawn on NBC this morning. Please don't go away.
Welcome to Trinity Africa Bar and Grill at Suite J, 5700 South Gessner, Houston, Texas 77036. Come dine in a contemporary setting and enjoy our specialties like Francophone coconut rice, grilled fish, plantain and African spice, jollof rice, pounded yam and ogbono soup, vegetable soup, and much more. Calling to order your takeout and outdoor catering and experience our second-to-none services at an affordable price. Take advantage of our $10 lunch special from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Trinity African Bar and Grill is located at Suite J, 5700 South Gessner, Houston, Texas 77036. A taste that commands order for more.
Okay, welcome back. This is still done on MBC. I'm taking over from Nishola just for this brief segment because I have in the studio with me a guest today that we're going to be discussing something that's really become an issue in the Nigerian context. I mean, these things are happening all over the country. It's been happening for several years now. But this last week, it came to almost what I call a head because, you know, for the first time, I think we have what supposedly is that these Fulani herdsmen that, you know, move their cows up and down the country is supposed to have wiped out a village in the east, in the eastern part of, in Enugu, somewhere around Enugu and all that. But let me welcome Mr. Joachim Idada to the program this morning.
Oh, my pleasure, Professor Patrick, my pleasure.
Look, I just said this issue about roving herds, Fulani herdsmen, has been on for, I mean, 3, 4, 5 years. It used to really be in Jos. But, you know, what's your take on this whole issue?
First of all, the Fulani herdsman is like the cowboys in Texas, in America. The herdsman roves around. He moves his cattle from one location to the next location looking for food, grass, good for them to eat. But there's a difference between being a herdsman and the kind of crime that is going on in Nigeria. And that is why I am bothered when people describe the actions of certain criminal-minded people, criminal elements, that those people are Fulani herdsmen. I do not agree. Like I always tell a person, if you're a soldier and you pull off your uniform and you go into the streets to go and you begin to fight, well, nobody will say a soldier fought. They will say Joachim Idada fought. If a man who is not with his cattle, some in a location, tend to go and invade a community, yet you still describe those people as herdsmen, but it becomes worrisome. I do not agree with it.
There's no doubt this issue is really worrisome.
Yes.
But I always say there's got to be an element of, I don't want to use the word truth, but there's got to be something about this because the government is now proposing a law in trying to almost sanctify their moving around. No, there's something to this. You know? Look, we cannot. Hold on. This cannot be completely ignored as just
no. We should separate the banditry that is going on from the whole idea that we have Nigerian herdsmen or Nigerian cowboys who escort their cattle from one location to the next location. The point I'm trying to make is clear. Criminality is criminality.
True.
Criminality is criminality. When you need food for your cattle, you go and look for food. The question I ask people, who benefits? Who benefits from the crisis on the ground? If you look at the whole political structure of Nigeria, so many political bigwigs have risen on the platform of what? Of sectionalism. One man is defending one section of the country. You are either a Yoruba man, you are an Igbo man, you are this, you are this. And it has continued to negate the whole benefits. It has continued to negate the whole benefit of us being Nigerians. Look, let me tell you, which if you want...
Go ahead.
Let me tell you, if you want to look at this crisis on a global perspective, let us compartmentalize it. And at that point in time, we will get to the root of where this problem is coming from.
Good.
But
good.
when you when you brand a whole tribe, as possible insurgents, that is one I do not agree.
You might not want to agree or not, but you've said exactly where I have always been on Nigerian issues. For heaven's sake, there's no problem I have seen in Nigeria that has ever really been solved. There's no doubt this thing is some kind of problem. There are people that either people are now using them as a front to destabilize the country, like you say.
That is what is going on.
But look,
people are hiding.
How do we solve it? You see,
so you have to unravel. The point is that you have, first of all...
Hold on, Joachim. You're saying unravel. Look, for years we've been hearing that this is the person that is the leader or the person that started Boko Haram. He was in the Senate. Nothing. Look, we just keep hearing stories. This is the person that started. This is that started.
When people talk,
is that
even
possible?
the same issue concerning Boko Haram. At least today we now know that the whole Boko Haram issue was just a total scam. Some people are just using that opportunity to collect money under the guys that were buying arms.
Look, this is a great discussion. Very interesting. Very intense. I mean, look, Houston, give us a call. I'm sure some of you are very interested in joining us in this discussion. Again, Mr. Joachim, you've just said 713-340-7514 is the number to call. Call us. I mean, this is an intense discussion that I would want people to really get into. We talked about Boko Haram now. It is still on. You call Boko Haram a scam. Look, something is happening. People are being sent to destroy other people.
What we are facing in Nigeria is what I call greed. Clear greed. And they are just covering it with all sorts of things, all sorts of icing to confuse me and you. The political class.
Which group of political class?
Forget,
the leaders,
no, you don't.
The president. The
You cannot say you cannot pin it on one person. But the question remains: it is orchestrated. It is well planned, just for one purpose: one, to control Nigerians; two, to enrich their pockets. $2.1 billion has turned to breeze. Yes, 2.1.
They now say it's 15 billion.
That's a different one. The 15 billion, another 23 billion. You can see the kind of racket. That's the best. The kind of racket that is going on in Nigeria.
Let me say something. Let me say something about this. One of the things I've always said about Nigeria is that it seems as if no problem ever gets solved. We come up with all the stories. There are people behind it. Look, when we don't have fuel, they will say there's a cabal behind it. When we don't have power, someone would tell me the reason we don't have power is that there's a cabal of people that import generators. That's why we don't have a light. I'm tired of all this innuendos because nobody has been able to prove it.
The point is any country, any system where impunity thrives, any country, any system where impunity thrives, there is nothing you can do. Where you have presumed rich men, billionaires and trillionaires, people who we can describe that they have more money than the country. You understand? When you have those kind of people...
Just give it. It looks as if we have a call coming in. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Dawn on MBC.
Good morning. My name is Aggie. I will say you guys are really good. My first time on seeing your program was last week.
Okay. Thank you very much. What do you have do you have a comment or do you have a question?
I have a comment concerning the Fulani Herdsmen.
Yes.
I would say somebody or some people are trying to make trouble again in that country.
Thank you.
We've been living amicably with those people without any problem. Now we're out of Boko Haram, we're into Fulani Herdsmen. They really have to look into it. I am sure there are a lot of people behind those people. Those people are very peaceful. I'm not from the north, I'm from Delta. But I'll tell you the truth, I grew up seeing them, they don't make trouble. So we really have to look at what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the call. Here's what I'm saying, and because I want us to I want this to be very clear.
The point is,
Joachim,
we cannot brand the Fulani herdsman who is busy looking for fodder for his cattle. We cannot brand him as an insurgent. Neither can you brand him with any form of criminality. Criminality is criminality. Those perpetrating criminalities, we should figure them out and allow the herdsman do what he does. What he does, he provides protein in the form of beef from cattle and goats that he raises for Nigerians. But when you go out and start saying Fulani herdsman goes to invade a town, that is one I do not agree.
Look, whether you agree or not, that is the narrative out there. The proof, it has to be proven otherwise.
No, it is not the position of the Fulani herdsman to come and prove he's not guilty. It is your position to prove that they are guilty. That is the point.
Hold on. You're making a mistake about this thing. Nobody is saying that the Fulani should prove himself or if you say that there are people behind this,
Yes.
look, I keep saying look, I've just told you, when we don't have light, we say it's the people that import generators that are making us not have light.
Nigeria is a country where impunity has made
but
so much wealth for so many people.
This is the kind of discussions we want. This has been a very intense one. But let me thank Mr. Idada for joining us this morning. We hope to bring you back when we have some of these other fiery topics. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more on Dawn on MBC.
At Suites J, 5700 South Gessner, Houston, Texas 77036. Come dine in a contemporary setting and enjoy our specialties like Francophone coconut rice, grilled fish, plantain and African spice, jollof rice, pounded yam and ogbono soup, vegetable soup, and much more. Calling to order your takeout and outdoor catering and experience our second-to-none services at an affordable price. Take advantage of our $10 lunch special from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Trinity African Bar and Grill is located at Suites J, 5700 South Gessner, Houston, Texas 77036. A taste that commands order for more.
Tiwa Savage there, and one half of P Square. It's not been a very beautiful week for her. I'm sure she's trying to get it together, just like that song implies. But it's been very, very, very dramatic. Very, very, very dramatic, I must say. I know that almost everybody who is familiar with the internet will have had like an idea of what I'm talking about. But in case you don't or you didn't, here is the story. Tiwa is an award-winning songstress back at home in Nigeria. Fantastic, fantastic singer and songwriter. I think she had, yes, she got married about 2 years ago. And yes, as always, celebrity weddings with all the pomp, pageantry, and the Instagram pictures of how, you know, beautiful their marriage is. All, you know, came tumbling down, I think on Thursday. That's her and her husband on their wedding day. When her husband, his name is T-Bills, popularly called T-Bills, came on Instagram to say all sorts of things about his life, his marriage with Tiwa. And, you know, it became scary at some point when it started seeming suicidal. When T-Bills shared his suicide notes on Instagram on Thursday, while pouring his heart out about the demise of his marriage to Tiwa Savage, many people actually thought and hoped. I actually was praying that maybe his account was hacked or something. And some people also praying that maybe he was joking or something, but apparently he wasn't, because after a while we learned that he actually tried to commit suicide by jumping off the Lekki Ikoyi bridge, and this is fact. This has made huge controversies in Nigeria. We have a video showing Tiwa's side of the story, explaining her side of the story, and okay is here. She's like a relationship expert, a life coach and stuff. So I'm sure she has a thing or two to say about it. When, you know, after this thing started trending, I actually had to dig the archives and check and see and watch the video on their wedding day. You know, two lovebirds, you know, everything seemed fine. They both have a baby together. And how did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? What really happened? Because we're going to play that interview now. The interviewer was asking her, did she see signs And Tiwa did confess that, yes, he indeed did see signs. You know, these allegations, her husband actually leveled some allegations that were really very, very nasty. Very, very nasty. Okay, we'll be talking to us about that. We will, you know, just play a little of Tiwa's interview if my producer is ready.
I didn't even know what he had said. It was just, let's find him. Let's make sure he's okay and he's alive. So I couldn't respond to anything because I didn't even know the extent of what he has said till much later, because a lot of people, someone actually took my phone away from me. They didn't want me to see what was said online, and I was just scared for his life. I was just panicking.
So at what point did you find out that he was okay and that nothing is wrong with him?
At about I think 10, 11, we got a call. We were in my bedroom. Banky's mom came and she was praying. We were all praying. I know that his family in LA were praying as well. And so about 10, 11, we got AM. We got the call that he'd been found on Lekki Bridge, and at least he was safe. He was, I believe, in Banky's house, and he was okay.
Okay, now I remember very well, 2 years ago, we were all in Dubai for your wedding. This is, if I'm not wrong, supposed to be your anniversary. And I saw on Instagram you posted videos of you guys celebrating your new single, which was trending yesterday. TJ wasn't there. So at what point?
Well, is it just me, or does this interviewer look like, I don't care, I'm just asking. She looked like she was she was just asking the question. She had that look on her face. I don't know if she was angry or I don't know.
You know, sometimes
what can you tell?
When people go through, well, I say emotional challenges, or like when things really happen when they are not the least expect, there could be that sense of like not really being in tune with what is going on, like that blank look. Because I mean, she looked so blank and there was no emotion showing.
At all. She looked like, yeah, just say all that you want to say. I really don't care. But anyways, that is that for that. You know what? I'm just going to keep praying for Tiwa. I don't want to dwell much on this because watching that interview, I really felt really very bad for her, having to hear that she's been the breadwinner. Her husband is doing coke. He's not doing anything. Wow. He's, you know, running into so much debt, millions of naira without informing his wife. Yes. Now coming on Instagram to say that his wife is a cheat. She's been sleeping with this and that and this and that. How can you build? You say that you built this girl from nobody to somebody. You built a brand. You say you spent so much money, but then you come on Instagram one day and say all these things about this, just trying to just, you know, throughout all your efforts.
But you know what? Like, you know, like when I'm glad you mentioned this part of you know the dark side of him too. You know, because most times the celebrities when they're really starting, they have the best of intentions, you know. But what happens is that when people are not prepared for success, and when the success comes, they don't know what to do with it. It gives them this false sense of power that, you know, it's like a power that they don't know how to use the energy to build something positive.
She did actually say that of course, at first he was her manager, but then she found out that he started stealing from her, and then he stopped him from doing that. And then she said, "You know what? I just want to save my marriage. Business has to be on this side." I think that was when it all went downhill. Yeah, I think that. But talk to us about what it is that you have for us today, because I know it's centered around relationship and stuff, right? Yes, so go ahead, darling.
I really feel excited talking about this topic, relationship, because it's a topic that in our culture we kind of oftentimes don't even talk about much, but it's there. It's something that all of us, we enjoy what it comes with, and you know the packages, we live it every day, but we hardly talk about it. And the issue of relationship starts not just when we get married. It begins, like, think of you know, teenagers at the point that they are getting to that puberty age. They're beginning to realize that, oh, I'm a girl, or I'm a boy. I can, you know, try to dress nice to impress some other person,
like
some
to
other
experiment
girl.
as well.
I think even before that, that's when it starts, because I remember my daughter is 4. At a point, she was asking me certain questions. Mommy, why is this? And for me, this is when we have to start letting our children know the reason why certain things are different. And as they keep growing based on how ready they are, we continue to guide them. That's why God put us as parents to be able to give them this direction. And sometimes, even as parents, we also need to learn to put our own acts together, because if we exhibit before the children, they're going to think that that's the right way of it.
And they will act on it.
For instance, like I know there are some people who love to express how they feel about each other, but our culture sometimes not, like,
PDA? Are you talking about PDA?
Yes. So sometimes our culture frowns at that. And to me, I mean, I know I respect our culture and everything, but there is something that God has put in each of us that everything about relationship is beautiful. It's just for us to put it in the right way that's going to help to nurture us and nurture our community so that we can become healthy people. So that when we go into marriages and relationships, we're going to be stronger and know how to get what we want and also give our partners what they want.
Okay. Now, on this Tiwa Savage story, she said that, you know what, I'm not going to go through with this anymore. This is over and done with. I know there are thousands of people out there that have found themselves in this kind of relationship, this kind of marriage. And because of, like you said, our culture doesn't permit you to, want to speak out or walk out of the marriage. Everybody frowns at that word, the D word, everybody frowns at it. What do you think can help anybody who has found herself in this kind of situation? And it's not even applicable to women alone. Some men have found themselves in mentally abusive relationships that they can't get out of just because maybe the kids are there and then their family is telling them, you know what, you have to fight through this. How can they find a balance?
Well, to me, it has to start even before they get involved with anybody. Because my thing is this, there is I don't think we are too much into becoming aware of who we are in terms of this part of our life. Like, I'm a man and all these emotions going on with me, is it okay? And oftentimes our culture has a way it downplays on emotions. Like, a man is scared. How can a man be scared? A man is a human being. When they have the fears, it's an opportunity to be able to know that there's something going on. Can I trust myself to deal with this? Can I talk to somebody who I can trust that can guide me through this? So unless we resolve these issues and know that it's okay, and even when we go into relationships and things are going on, we can still fearlessly address our own issues, not see that something is wrong with us or we're being less of a man, or some people will say the woman is getting too emotional. When a woman is emotional, it's okay. It's like the body is trying to tell her something, that there's something wrong or there's something that she needs to look at. It's okay. These are things that God has put in us to give us signals that it's time that, I have to step back and know what is really going on so that I can address it. They're actually positive tools that God put in us, as a way of letting us know when to pay attention and readjust so that we keep moving forward. Okay. So the labeling thing, to me, is something that we have to learn how to let go of it and begin to embrace who we are as people in order to have a more fulfilled relationship.
Any more tips to share, sweetie?
Well, for me, it has to do with connecting with people from the heart, because most times, some of us are in our head a lot, I'm looking at somebody, I care about them, my heart is telling me something, but I'm also thinking about in my head, like, what are my guy friends going to say? What are my female friends going to say? To me, it's like, do I really care about this person? Do I want to explore this relationship? Can I be mature enough to know that it's okay, no matter what anybody says? Sometimes we need to even remove those people that are going to distract us to be able to be more focused and really get what we want, because, it's better to be true to who we are and act from the heart than acting from whatever other person is going to say. It is our life and we have to own it. Okay.
All right. So that's going to be about it from our relationship / life coach / therapist here this morning on Don Oge. Thank you so much, for sharing your thoughts and words with us. It's, Prof will be here in about a minute and then we'll wrap things up. It's still Don on NBC this morning. Please don't go away.
Welcome to Trinity Africa Bar and Grill at Suite J, 5700 South Gessner, Houston, Texas 77036. Come dine in a contemporary setting and enjoy our specialties like Francophone coconut rice, grilled fish, plantain and African spice. jollof rice, pounded yam and ogbono soup, vegetable soup, and much more. Calling to order your takeout and outdoor catering and experience our second-to-none services at an affordable price. Take advantage of our $10 lunch special from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Trinity African Bar and Grill is located at Suite J, 5700 South Gessner, Houston, Texas 77036. A taste that commands order for more.
Yes, indeed. What is bad luck for one is good luck for another. We're hoping that you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm not alone here. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Carry go. Prof.
Now, just look, it's really been a good show.
Yes, it has.
I love the
has.
intensity of the discussion I had with our guest, Mr. Idada. And then even though I wasn't here with you ladies, I was listening to the relationship issue. And then some of those things are like, it's like I've sleepwalked through my own relationship in 20-something years and all that, But it's okay. Those are the things that, we hope that we can continue to bring to our audience, with just new things and really vibrant discussions. And so, hey, I hope everybody has had a good show. I have.
All right. Okay, your parting shot?
I just want to say thank you for this opportunity, because to me, in my heart, I feel that bringing value to our audience is very important to us, and I really feel happy for contributing this morning.
Okay, so that's going to be about it from everybody here. Dawn will be with you by God's grace next Saturday. Please continue to stay hopeful. Try the best that you can. If you find yourself in any depressing situation, just try to keep hope alive. We love you, and we'll be with you next week. Take care of yourself. Adios.
Bye-bye.